chased out by fake security. On September 19th, 2025, YouTuber 2Swag posted a video that instantly caught the attention of the entire urban exploration community. The video documents his and his friends' attempt to explore the legendary Forest Fair Mall in Ohio, once one of America's first super malls. And 2Swag was about to step foot inside what many call the largest abandoned mall in the United States.
There has to be at least one entrance somewhere, one way or another, that we could get into.
Their plan started simple: scope out the parking lot, stay unnoticed, and find a way inside without breaking any laws. But things immediately went sideways.
Yo, there's security right there. They're parked outside, but they're actually inside. I'm pretty sure there's two of them. There's one right there, and then you can't see the other truck, but it's right there. So, I mean... Oh! Security's in his truck.
Before they could even reach the mall's main entrance, a security truck suddenly started up right in front of them. In panic, the two bolted, sprinting across the cracked asphalt as the sound of tires rolled behind them. They managed to slip away unseen, but it was a harsh wake-up call. If this was how the night was starting, it was clear this exploration was going to be a lot more intense than they planned. It's worth mentioning that Forest Fair Mall has earned a notorious reputation among explorers. Rumors surfaced online that the security at this mall isn't your typical mall cop situation. People claim guards have camped inside, chased off explorers with weapons like knives or pipes, and that some might not even be official security at all. Stories of strange figures lurking in dark hallways and unmarked vehicles patrolling the grounds made the location almost mythical in the Urbex community.
So you guys can't really see it, but there he is, right there. Basically, he went into the parking lot, turned around, and parked right there. And then there was a door that we saw that might be doable, but now he's just right in front of it, so...
After spending 2 hours mapping cameras and entrances, they made a bold move, sneaking in through the active security office itself.
Shit, it's coming. Do we go right now? Yeah, right now. I'm leaving the gate right there. Dude, I thought it would be the gate. It's like straight back rooms. What the heck? Yeah, we gotta be careful.
They waited for a shift change, slipped in behind one of the guards, and for a brief moment, they thought they were finally in the clear. That's when things went downhill again.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Okay.
Wait. How did y'all get in here?
We found an open door.
No, y'all did.
Yeah, we did.
Every door is literally boarded up.
We'll leave.
No.
They didn't give up. After regrouping and waiting an entire month, they made their third and final attempt. Same mall, same plan, but this time they'd push deeper.
Still open. Holy crap. I'm really nervous right now. I'm like stupidly nervous. It all looks the same. Cool. Should we put the rock? Okay. This might lead right into the security office. Yeah, let's go. Wait, we gotta leave this open, don't we? Do we just go up these stairs? Why? We're supposed to go up these, but then that guy can see us if he's in there. And if we're feeling really ballsy, we can come down the stairs. I don't know what to do.
After finally making it inside, the scale of the place hit them. Endless hallways, dark storefronts, and silence stretching across empty atriums. But that silence didn't last long. As they turned a corner, they spotted movement, security, or what they thought was security, patrolling the floor. At first, they ducked behind cover, waiting for the coast to clear. But as they moved deeper in, they realized something was wrong.
So there's supposedly a guy down there, and there's a playground, and everyone gets caught at the playground. Since we're at the end, supposedly. We can't really see, can we?
The so-called guards weren't just watching them, they were blocking exits. The pair soon realized that every door they entered through had been recently rearmed with loud alarm triggers, meaning one wrong move would blow their cover. Trapped and running out of options, they quietly retraced their steps, hoping to find another exit before they were caught. But the tension only grew as they heard footsteps echoing from nearby. That's when they ran into what might have been the strangest encounter yet.
That way, that's where all the commotion is.
We're leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Yo, he's full on chasing us, bro. Hey.
Close. Watch out.
Why y'all running? You was in here before, weren't you?
No.
No. Yeah, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you was.
Their escape route, which was the same one they'd used to enter, was now locked. In a scramble, Two Swag's friend managed to get it open, and they slipped out just as the man lunged forward.
Running ain't gonna get you nowhere, dumbass.
Where do you go? Which way? Which way? That way. Wait.
After escaping, they realized they had barely escaped from what could have been a serious situation. For most people, that would have been the end. But for explorers like Two Swag, this video serves as a reminder. It's not just the decaying buildings you need to fear, it's the things and people still lurking inside them. Today, we're looking at some of the most horrifying abandoned building encounters ever caught on camera. Let's jump right in, right after you subscribe. No pressure, of course. Almost killed in abandoned house. In February 2019, a man by the name of Ekrem Uyseler posted a video on NBC News platform showing what started as a simple home walkthrough but turned into something pretty disturbing. A group of real estate investors checking out a potential renovation project, documenting the property for reference, but what they found inside completely changed the tone of the day.
Look.
Look, the wire, right, that goes up.
Look the nail
to a knife
there.
system.
He spots something strange, a single nail sticking out of the wall. At first glance, it looks harmless, until they notice a thin fishing line running from that nail up to the second floor.
You don't see the knife up there?
Right here, you see this wire going over here?
Yeah, that's fuck.
It's going right to your heart.
It's on a crutch with a knife.
How'd you catch that?
I'm a bad motherfucker, that's
see
how.
that. Yo, touch it. Let's see. Yo, cut it. You see that?
Look, come here,
You
Scott.
saw that, Scott? Come here.
Look at here. See this string?
Oh, no, don't f***ing move. That's a booby trap. See the
Scott,
broken
see this
glass?
string?
See, they put some the broken glass over here.
Curiosity turns to unease as Ekrem traces the line, realizing it's connected to a crude contraption dangling above the stairs.
I see it, yep.
No, you don't see. Go to the other side.
No, I see it.
Yo, look at this wall. Look at the knife.
Crutch, dude.
See the knife?
Oh, yeah.
A wooden crutch, duct-taped with a rusty kitchen knife, rigged to swing down toward anyone walking up. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a survival horror game, not a suburban renovation project. Instead of running out, they decide to test it, carefully.
What is it? Oh!
Shit, look at that fucking thing.
Yo, that would have straight
Stop.
up killed you right in your fucking head, dude.
With a quick tug on the line, the crutch snaps downward, the knife slicing through the air exactly where someone's head would have been. The trap worked flawlessly. Ekrem's voice in the clip carries both disbelief and fascination. He even mentions that despite what they found, they were still planning to move forward with the renovation. It's unsettling to imagine a death trap hidden in an empty house, waiting for the next person to walk upstairs. Unwanted guests. In July 2023, Urbex Hill uploaded a video to YouTube that takes us deep into the forgotten streets of Cleveland, Ohio, specifically a place called Holton Avenue. Once a proud and bustling neighborhood lined with family homes, the area now stands in eerie silence. Urbex Hill's goal tonight isn't just to explore, it's to document what remains of Holton Avenue before it disappears completely. But what he ends up discovering goes far beyond the decay of empty homes. His first stop is an abandoned church. Faded graffiti stretches across the walls, shattered glass covers the floors, and scattered papers flutter near broken pews. The gaping holes in the floor mark where scavengers have ripped out air conditioning vents and copper pipes, the bones of the building stripped for scrap. Urbex Hill sets up a stationary camera on the first floor to catch any signs of movement while he explores below. But what that camera captures turns out to be far more chilling than he anticipated.
That's weird. What's upstairs?
As he makes his way into the basement, a loud slam echoes through the empty church. One of the heavy doors upstairs had just closed on its own. He freezes, startled, and immediately rushes back up to check. The door is shut tight, the same one that was open moments ago. Just as he examines it, a faint voice can be heard to his left.
At least I don't think it was.
What makes this moment truly disturbing is that Chris doesn't react. He presses on, and as the night continues, things only get stranger.
What does that say?
Leaving the church behind, Urbex Hill moves down Holton Avenue to the first abandoned home on the block. The house is swallowed by overgrowth, but there's a faint path leading up to the front door, a sign that people have been here recently.
That's kind of creepy. There's a path going through here. Like a lot of people must walk back here. That's kind of sketchy.
Inside, the air is stale, and the walls are coated with dust. He moves through the rooms carefully, noting signs of a long-gone family life, torn curtains, scattered mail, and old photos. Upstairs, he finds a box of suspicious VHS tapes, clearly left behind decades ago.
Outdoor hardcore. What are these doing up here?
Satisfied with the footage, he decides to move on, but his next stop would be one he wouldn't forget. The second-to-last house looks more intact from the outside, but it's sealed off from the front. So, Chris circles around to the backyard, where an abandoned shed catches his attention. He recalls seeing it earlier in the day. The top door had been closed then, but now it's slightly ajar.
I'm gonna have to be super careful.
Inside, the place is a mess. Trash is piled high, food wrappers, blankets, signs of recent habitation. He speaks softly, cautious but curious, making his way deeper into the structure. The creaking floors give away how unstable the place really is. Then, from below, he hears footsteps.
Still creepy. Sorry. I didn't know nobody lived there. Oh my God. Shit.
Chris backs up quickly, keeping calm. The encounter ends as quickly as it began, but at least during that exploration, Urbex Hill came face to face with a human. In his next exploration, though, things were different. This time, what he encountered wasn't human at all, because just a year prior, he would upload a video to YouTube that would be of the most unsettling explorations he's ever filmed. While walking through a forest, he stumbled upon the entrance to what looked like a massive drain tunnel. For most people, that would have been a sign to turn around, but for Urbex Hill, it was the perfect opportunity for a spontaneous adventure, and maybe, just maybe, something worth documenting. The moment he steps inside, he's greeted with walls covered in graffiti, water trickling beneath his feet, and a strange echo that seems to follow him deeper with every step. Half a mile in, the tunnel feels endless. The artwork fades, replaced by silence and fog, and the air grows thick. That's when the realization hits. He's far beyond the point of no return. According to other explorers, something strange lived down here, something not quite human. People reported seeing pairs of glowing eyes peering from the darkness, always just out of reach. He brushed off the stories as internet folklore, but as he walked past graffiti that read, "Human flesh tastes better in the dark," even he couldn't deny how wrong this place felt. Still, curiosity pulled him further in. As the tunnel widened, the water level rose and the air turned humid with fog and steam. His voice echoed against the dripping walls, drowned out by the sound of rushing water. Then, at a massive cross-section where several tunnels met, his flashlight caught something, or someone, moving. For a split second, a set of glowing eyes stared back at him from around the corner. Then another. 2 pairs. Whatever was down here wasn't alone. You can clearly see some sort of cryptid lurking around the corner, his body almost inhuman as it peers at Chris from just a few yards away. It stares at him for a second, before ducking behind the corner, kicking water up from where it just was. Instead of fleeing, Urbex Hill moved toward it, camera steady, heart racing. He turned the corner. Nothing, just darkness and the faint sound of water. He pressed on for another 10 minutes, hoping for another glimpse, but the tunnel seemed endless, and whatever he saw had vanished without a trace. When he finally decided to head back, the silence felt heavier. The deeper parts of the tunnel were now completely consumed by fog. As he approached the entrance, a strange noise can be heard from deep within the tunnel. He didn't look back and exited through the entrance in which he had come from. Whatever was in those tunnels stayed hidden. The only proof of what he encountered that day is the short, blurry glimpse caught on camera. 2 glowing eyes, watching him from the dark. The Man with the Pipe. On January 15th, 2024, TP Urbex uploaded a video to YouTube that started as a routine exploration but ended in a terrifying encounter that cut the whole trip short. Their plan was to document a massive abandoned high school that had been left to decay for years. After spotting an open window, TP Urbex and his friend climbed in. The building was in rough shape, graffiti covered nearly every wall, and debris from old lockers and desks littered the halls. Most rooms were empty, stripped bare by vandals and scrappers. Still, the pair pressed on, filming as they went. About 10 minutes in, they thought they heard footsteps echoing from somewhere down the hall, but brushed it off as the wind, or maybe their own echoes. That small decision would come back to haunt them. When they entered the auditorium, the atmosphere shifted. It was dark, quiet, and unsettlingly open, the kind of space where you feel eyes on you, even when you're alone. Then, out of nowhere...
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Standing just a few feet away was a man holding a metal pipe, staring straight at them. TP Urbex didn't scream or bolt. Instead, he turned around and calmly motioned to his friend to leave. But as they started walking toward the exit, the man followed, fast. Within seconds, the calm exploration turned into a chase through the hallways of the old school.
Let's go. Just get out of any door. This door right here. We can get out. You sure? Let's go. Yo, let's go. What the f?
Once outside, the two regrouped and caught their breath. Logic would say, call it a day. But like any determined explorer, TP Urbex wasn't ready to quit just yet. After some discussion, they decided to go back in, this time entering through another section of the school. The plan was to get just a few more shots, but as soon as they stepped foot in the auditorium again, the same man appeared.
Got chased out of last time. The auditorium decided to make our way in here first this time. Kind of get it out the way.
That was the final warning. They retreated and moved to explore a different wing of the building, carefully avoiding the auditorium altogether. The rest of the exploration went quietly, but the tension never faded. Every sound, every flicker of light felt like it could be him again. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. No pressure, of course. Thanks. Building collapses on explorers. On January 19th, 2023, Urban Rock Dove uploaded what would become one of his most intense and dangerous explorations yet. This trip was supposed to be another day of documenting forgotten architecture, but it turned into a near-death experience. The location was an abandoned power plant that had reportedly been shut down sometime in the 1900s after a major incident. Information about the site was scarce, but one thing was certain: it had been left untouched for decades. When Urban Rock Dove and his friend arrived, they noticed something strange. No security, no fences, no warning signs. That alone was enough to pique their curiosity. Once inside, their goal was to reach one of the cooling towers, and despite the decaying floors and collapsing walls, they managed to find their way inside. It was risky, but that's part of the thrill for explorers like them. After finishing up around the tower, they decided to move toward the largest structure on the site, a towering building connected to the rest of the plant by an old, elevated road. That's when things started to go wrong. As they explored the lower level, they suddenly heard multiple cars pulling up outside.
Yeah, they're literally passing on a road that goes through between this building that you can see through the window.
Then, faint at first, the sound of footsteps and movement above them. Thinking they were about to get caught trespassing, they started making their way toward an exit, trying to stay quiet. But as they crept through the dark, the noises above turned into something much worse.
There's someone in here. Slowly, slowly, slowly.
Loud metallic bangs, followed by deep rumbling sounds that shook the entire floor. The upper level was collapsing.
Wait, what's that? Over there. What happened? What?
In a panic, they sprinted for the exit as chunks of debris and dust began falling from the ceiling. The building was literally coming down around them. They sprinted for the nearest exit and made it out safely. Later on, they learned that the facility had fallen victim to countless scrappers which had left the foundations in ruins. Had they stayed even an hour longer, they might have been buried inside when the floors started collapsing. What started as another casual exploration ended as a chilling reminder that some abandoned places are dangerous for a reason. The Thing in the Basement. On October 14th, 2019, YouTuber Baker X Derek uploaded a video that started as a calm, cinematic motorcycle ride through the hills, but ended as one of his most unsettling experiences caught on camera. What began as a chill cruise meant for good views and smooth footage quickly took a darker turn when he passed by a house he'd seen before. Except this time, something about it felt off. Curiosity got the best of him. He turned into the long driveway, gravel crunching beneath his tires, and the deeper he went, the more obvious it became that this place wasn't just old, it was completely abandoned.
Dude. Caretaker of Call Please. There's a house right there. And there's a burnt down house right there.
The entrance had clearly been boarded up at some point, but now it was wide open. Derek knew the risks of exploring something like this, especially alone, but his instinct to document what he saw pulled him forward. Inside, the atmosphere was strange. It didn't feel like a regular house. The layout was odd, like a mix between a hotel and an office, with empty rooms and broken doors scattered across the halls. Trash and debris covered the floors, but what caught his attention most was a mattress on the ground, fresh enough to suggest someone had been there recently. That realization changed everything. Suddenly, every sound mattered. Every creak of the floorboard felt like a warning, but a heavy unease started to settle in, the kind that makes you feel like you're being watched. At one point, his camera briefly pans by a bathroom door, nothing unusual at first glance. But later, during editing, Derek noticed something inside that bathroom, a faint figure, standing just out of view, partially hidden in the shadows. Still, he pressed on, heading toward the basement, even though everything in him was telling him not to. The air grew colder, the light dimmer, and then, out of nowhere,
Hello?
Dude, I think I hear somebody. I think I hear something.
Derek didn't wait around to find out what it was. He bolted out of the building, jumped back on his bike, and sped off. Some explorations end with great footage or a story to tell. This one ended with a mystery, and the chilling thought that whatever was down there might have wanted him gone.